Welcome to Money Wisdom, sponsored by Johnson Brunetti. I'm Natasha Lubchenko. We're teaching you smart ways to manage your money. And here with expert advice is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner and Johnson Brunetti partner. Eric, thanks for joining us today. Let's talk about mutual funds, the positives and the negatives. But to start, could you just explain what a mutual fund is?
A mutual fund is a way, it's an investment that instead of putting all your money into one stock, like I'm going to put all my money in Apple, a mutual fund will buy Apple and 100 other companies like Apple to balance you out a little bit. So at any given time, some of those companies might be doing well, some poorly, but you're not tied to the performance of just one company.
Okay, so now, like anything, there are pros and cons to these funds. Let's start with the negatives. Taxes, you say, are one of them.
So if you buy Apple stock again and you own a share of Apple stock, you are in full control of when that stock is bought and sold because you decide when you want to do it. A mutual fund has a portfolio manager who is picking all of these companies, and there's a whole team of people, and they are in full control of when things are bought and sold, and that can trigger taxes that you have no control over. You can even put $10,000 into a mutual fund, not sell anything. At the end of the year, it's worth $9,000, so you lost $1,000, and then owe taxes because of what's going on within the fund. So you just have to be aware of that.
Okay, and also another negative here is potentially high fees and expenses.
Those portfolio managers get paid, but let's be honest, everyone gets paid. The problem where it gets a little murky with the funds is, well, what am I paying? And if you own a mutual fund or you're in a 401k and you got that 200-page prospectus in the mail and looked at it, it's like, am I supposed to read this thing? Because most people recycle it. You have to know what you're paying, because none of us have a problem paying a fee when we're getting good value, but paying a fee when we have no idea what value we're getting or no idea what fee we're paying, well, how are you supposed to determine that? So they can be expensive.
And I guess this goes along with our final con here, which is counterproductive incentives for managers.
How a portfolio manager gets paid, how they get measured their success might be different from you. You might be trying to be more conservative. You might be trying to get income off of that investment. You might be trying to get a lot of growth. And really, when it comes to mutual funds, they can be a great tool to balance out your money, but they can also be very redundant, expensive, and there's only so many companies out there, and most of these funds own a lot of the same ones. So you've got to take the time to look at, what is this mutual fund actually buying, and then what value is it providing me with?
Important things to know and consider, but there are some positives to mutual funds. Let's talk about those. You do get professional money management, which takes the guesswork out, right?
A lot of people make mistakes with their own money. You know, oh, I read this magazine article and my next door neighbor told me I'm going to buy this stock, so I'm going to put half my money in it, and then Enron happens and you lose all your money. So they protect people from themselves. You can even index like a Vanguard and just kind of buy everything. So it gets into what you're most comfortable with, but they can be a really good tool, particularly for younger folks starting out when you don't have enough money to buy a bunch of stocks. It does allow you to balance out what you're doing. So they can be a good thing.
Right. And now here's another positive: protection against your own behavior. Talk to us about this one.
Yeah. People typically are willing to take too much risk with their own money. And it's exciting when you talk to someone who's like, I went to the casino and I put $1 in the slot machine and I made $100, and that's amazing. But 1,000 other people that day lost all the money they went with. Not being negative on the casino, and if that's your thing, enjoy. But there's a lot of risk involved, and sometimes people will take more risks than they should be taking. So whether it's a fund or a professional just to have a conversation with, I encourage people to do it.
Okay, and I like this final one here, Eric. Positive, you say, is that mutual funds are boring and simple. Why is this a positive?
Because plenty of times people that just, the person that comes in the office is like, I'm embarrassed. I've never looked at my statement and I've been saving for 30 years. A lot of times those are the people in a better position. The people that spend half their workday looking at their 401k, determining when should I be buying and selling stuff within the day. Stop doing that. You're not going to beat the market. You're not going to beat the computer. There's moments of, greatness, but it's not a sprint. It's a marathon with this stuff. And mutual funds can provide some value. Some people like them, some don't, but worth taking a look.
Yeah, sometimes simple is better. Simple sounds good to me. And how can our viewers learn more about mutual funds, Eric?
So the Money Map is the first book my business partner Joel Johnson ever wrote, and we update it every year to make sure that it's current, to make sure that maybe there's things that we should add to it. But it's a book that covers really everything financial planning, whether you're working, whether you're retired. You can get it by going to moneywisdomtv.com. It's absolutely free. It's a great book. I've read it multiple times. I mean, we go through it every year, but no matter where you are, even if you're the person that's like, I haven't started yet, read the book, because I think you'll get value out of it on a number of different subjects. Easy read. Again, it's moneywisdomtv.com. And I really recommend you read it.
All right, Eric Hogarth from Johnson Brunetti, thank you for your time. That is a great offer. And if you guys would like to learn more, go to moneywisdomtv.com. For CT Style, I'm Natasha Lubchenko. See you next time.